We had some technical problems with our camera, and so through about the first 10 minutes or so of this tape, you'll see horizontal lines going through your picture. Thought you would rather see that action than have us edit it out, so our apologies. Hope you enjoy the tape anyway. Thanks.
Okay, we're going to pick up the two-ton pull shady threes again the day after the workout we just saw. This is Shofak right now. You can see this is right after the day after he did the 170, 210. He's done some stretching already. And he'll be lifting the day after tomorrow, just to really put this in perspective. We got Shimon doing some stretching here. He's done some squats with just the bar. Some good mornings. Loosen up the knees, hips, the ankles. Yeah, so I wonder if it's squatting. Looks like it is. $70 kilos. Shimon first 70 kilos. Nice shot of the coach's back. And show flat. 70 kilos. Shimon, 70 again. Kilos. Given the position I am, there's going to be a lot of people probably walking in front of the camera, but that's just going to be the way it goes for this. Do the best I can. 100. Again. In yesterday's workout, I remember there were lots and lots of warm-up sets with light weights in the snatch and clean and jerk. Maybe we're seeing the same thing in the clean in the snatch. Same thing, sorry, in the squat today. 140. These guys compete tomorrow, and they went heavy yesterday in the clean and jerk. In fact, the lifts that Shofak did in the gym yesterday might be enough to win the contest. 160. 160. $180. 160. 210. 190. 220. 83 kilo lifter competing in the World Championships in 2 days. Not too hard. 210. And 220 again. And 210 again. This guy's probably squat around 50 kilos more than this, or more. At least 50 kilos more than this, I should say. These guys had about a 15-minute break, sat down. Once again, even though it's hot and humid, I've been walking around sweating all day. Shoflak, when he sat down, had his jacket on. Just did a set of pulls with 7 kilos. And now this is 110. I missed that first one, I'm sorry. Notice that he's got his palms wrapped. I don't know if he tore a callus or not. Snatch pulls and really emphasizing that shrug at the top. A lot of trap on the top. 110 again. Thank you. There's 130. 130. This is 150. I asked the coaches whether he had torn a callus, and he said no, his palms are just, they're wrapped because they hurt. His hands hurt. It was 150. 140. And Shimon's got his right hand bandaged too. Torn callus isn't something they'd want to have to deal with in the World Championship, so I hope their hands are okay. Here. We'll see if, I would guess he's probably going to go up to about his catch rate. He's starting to go up on his toes now a little bit, which he wasn't doing in the light sets, I don't think. 150. Was flat-footed again, really complete extension. I haven't really been following him. I haven't really been following his workout. This is Tadeusz Drzaga, the Polish 91 kilo lifter, and he's about to clean and jerk 200 kilos. Pretty decent. In that recovery, huh? Boom. Nice jerk. That's a good lift. The coach just told him that's it. That's just us. Good lift. I think he's quite happy with that. Decent lift. This is the Polish 108 Mariusz Jedra. This is 220. Yeah, interestingly, he started off with squats. Squatted up to, I don't know, I think I saw 230. I just kind of watched him out of the corner of my eye. Not even sure what he was doing after the squats. Now clean and jerks. I say this is 220. Getting a pretty decent weight in this category. Boom. Yeah. One day out. They didn't train this morning, which is when they train. Just out from across from the training hall this afternoon. Lifts tomorrow. It's at least a second set. We got 50 kilos going again here. Again. got 80 kilos. Coach is still watching every single lift. George Peters watching every single lift, standing right by the platform, encouraging Pablo, telling him what to do, give him little pointers. Defending world champion, one day out. 80 once again. Got 100 here. There's that war cry. I mean, you talk about bagpipes, fear in the backs of their enemies. If I were one of Pablo's competitors, when I heard him go through that, I know it was all over pretty much. Kilos. I missed a couple sets. Missed a couple warm sets. Stan Blue just cleaned a jerk 200 down at the other end of the training hall. So he's not really backing off too much. It's in a few days. 3 days out, I guess it is. Pablo and his coach are very relaxed. I was just kidding with him. Competition tomorrow. Coach is standing by the side, looking, commenting and everything. Advice. $120 again. It's kind of interesting, you know. You think that a guy this level, he'd say, oh, well, I'll do a couple sets, I'll loosen up, I know how to do this, I'll just go win the gold tomorrow. But you can see, drill, drill, drill. This is very interesting to me, at least. It's Wednesday morning. It's about 9:30. This is one of the Polish 76 kilo lifters, Kozlowski. Kozlinski's in here also. What's really interesting is, as I say, it's about 9:30 in the morning. These guys compete at about 5:30 tonight. So here they are, loosening up. Just, I think, getting relaxed, going through technique stuff. But the morning of the competition, here they are in the gym. Here's Kaczynski, the other 76 kilo competitor. These guys are both top flight lifters. You know, this makes me think that someone's told by a Bulgarian coach that they had found that a little light work in the morning, the day of competition, produced better results. Of course, that's in keeping with the general Bulgarian belief, and I guess finding that just the more you do, the better you do. So anyway, here these guys are in the training hall the morning of the big day. Let's not exaggerate the edge. Now that's 40 kilos over there, and with Kaczynski we had 50 kilos on that set that we just saw with Kozlowski. I don't know how long they've been here, but I don't think more than maybe 15, 20 minutes. Just a guess, but that's all I think. And Kozlowski again. I'm sure you do that. He put a little weight in the bar. He's up to 70 kilos now. That's the coach sitting behind him. Not exactly the embodiment of Mary. And Kosinski over there. Still with 40 kilos. Kosinski going up to 50 kilos now. And Kozlowski with 80. Very deliberate pace. At 70 kilos. Kilos again. That's 70 kilos over there. These guys, you know, they'll clean and jump around in the neighborhood of 200 kilos, so get an idea of the percentage basis, what kind of weights we're talking about here. $80 kilos. Kozlowski's done. This is Kosinski still going. This is up to 90 kilos now. Weightlifting this morning, coming again for training. Wednesday afternoon, they compete tomorrow. I don't know if I actually caught that stretch or not. I haven't really caught much of the stretching so far in these guys do. Warming up the bar. Yeah, those comments I made earlier about the Bulgarian police supposedly light training session in the morning before a day of competition, producing better results. I was talking to Martin Leach, who's the national men's coach for Australia, about it, and he said Blagoyev, back in the days when he was snatching around 190 kilos as a 90-kilo lifter, Bulgarian of course, used to in the morning of a competition day snatch up to about 150. And then come out that was in the morning, and then that evening in competition come out and do something in the 190 zone. So it really does seem to work, and it really does seem to be something the Bulgarians do, and now you've seen that the Poles actually do it. So anyway, these two guys are one day out, and looking at probably the favorite right here, I think, Schofield for the 83 kilo class tomorrow. Anyway, I'll stick with this workout unless perhaps if Ronnie Weller comes in, I might stop and pick up Weller, but right now, we're going to just stick with Schofield. Just the bar, loosening up. Did some stretching. Seems to be very flexible. I miss Shimon stretching out his knees before using the bar and getting down in a squat position, going from side to side. Maybe I'll do it again so you can see the movement he was going through. Really warming up the lower back, knees. Yeah, this is it. So I was doing twists in a full squat position. I wish he did a couple more now because he was doing them a little bit more aggressively before. I missed that first sharp because I was blocked with 50 kilos, but this is Shofak just starting off. I think I have a lot of people watching this here right now. Shofak just did a set with 50. Shimon 50 the first set. Nice breeze coming in here. I'll tell you, I'm glad they were here for the cool dry season because this is hot, humid place. Soggy from morning to night. So I mentioned if Weller comes in, we're going to cut over there. He arrived last night, and my German friends tell me he's in just awesome shape. Evidently did 200, 250 at last Bundesliga test. Of course, I also heard Tremerkin is supposedly bigger than ever. So it could prove to be quite a battle. Everyone's disappointed, of course, that Stefan Botev's not going to be here. Can now talk about that officially. It was confidential for some reason until probably till today. Shoulder injury. Missing a 250 jerk in training. Tried to save it out front. Just was like, oh my other guy. Back in there with 50 again. Back in with 50, and I'm going to try to pick up all these sets that you really, so you can really get an idea how these guys train. I mean, if I had to guess, they're not going to go very heavy today, but who knows what not very heavy means, because for these guys, first of all, of course, they're really strong, also they recover very quickly. I don't even want to guess what they're going to go up to. But I do notice that that coach who could pass for the Grim Reaper's not here this afternoon. Maybe he's on his way. He has 70 kilos now. Kilos. I don't know if I mentioned we're into Wednesday afternoon now, so this is an afternoon training session. It's about 2:15 local time, and again, these guys compete tomorrow, 83 kilo. $70 kilos again. 90 kilos. Yeah, I'm not trying to do a commercial here for Adidas. This is another 90 kilo set. But I've noticed a lot more of this latest Adidas shoe that came out, I don't know, maybe a couple years ago. Black stripe and those two buckles, the straps. I used to think those things looked really horrible and couldn't figure out what people were going to do with the buckles. And I know some of the lifters must have agreed about the straps and the buckles, because when you first saw them showing up, a lot of guys were cutting the straps off. But the shoe's a lot more common now than it used to be, and I don't see as many with the straps cut off anymore. So either they're getting them for free or they like them, or both. $100. $90 kilos. $110. $110 again. $110. Yeah, $120 going over here. $120. $110. We got 130 over here. Taking their lives in their hands. $120. We got 130 going here. $130. $120 over here for Shimon. $120 for Shimon. Okay, we've had maybe 10-15 minute break. Sat down, just relaxed, chatted a little bit. And now it's clean and jerk time. 50 kilos. Kind of interesting. I broke the bar off the platform, held it. Yeah, I was thought he was going to go all the way back down again, but he didn't. Really taking his time to establish his position. We got 50 kilos going here. 50 kilos. I said that we'd stick with the poles over there unless Ronnie Weller came in, and sure enough, he came in. The German teams here just started to stretch, warming up, and there's Ronnie Weller himself. As I say, he's supposed to be in great shape. We hear some Thai music too. A bunch of kids right outside here listening to the radio, I think. I should show you that whole stretch in real time. I shouldn't have cut out. That's Frank Mantek, the German coach. Ronnie was stretching his knees out before this. Quads. This is Sergei Kopatov, by the way. Lifting for Kazakhstan now. I'm not quite following where he goes. I might follow some of his workout as well. I'm not sure because he goes back to me, but I think Frank is checking the workout for today. I'm sure they have a very precise plan for what they want to do. Sergei Kopatov walking in front of the camera. I don't know if you can see Ronnie loosening up his shoulders. Loosening up his hips, touching his toes. Continuing to stretch here. I've seen Ronnie, start workouts before. He's always very careful about stretching when I've seen him. You need lots of water training here, I'll tell you. You just sweat. It's that Frank spraying water around it, what it looks like. Sergei Kopatov. No, he didn't pass out. He's stretching out his hips. Just loosen up his hamstrings. Oh, here's something I haven't seen. Whatever he's going to do first, he's starting off with 120 kilos. A couple things nice easy clean pulls, or clean deadlift and shrugs, depending on how you want to look at them. At 120 again. Same move. I just switch sides so I don't get blocked as much. I haven't missed any of the sets. I just went from one side to the other. 215. So when I was checking his workout schedule here, he's got a definite plan. That's what I guessed. I missed the set before this, which was 230. Forgot to turn the camera on. $240. This is the weight that Ronnie Clinton jerked recently in Bundesliga, so probably looking for even more than this on Sunday. Just starting some squats. Not sure. Last high pulse 255, whether I did or not. That's what it was, 255. And open up with 70 kilos in the squats. We got 120. We're on a pretty leisurely pace here as far as pretty long rest periods in between the sets. Just a little jump here from 120 to 200. 200 kilos. Of course, it's still a baby weight for Ronnie, but it's a big jump. Just like there's no weight in the ball, huh? 220. It's interesting. Ronnie was looking in his training log right before this, and I could see what the weight was. Say, this is all according to a strict schedule. This isn't so-called instinctive training. Yeah, it's like there's no weight. It's just under 500 pounds. Or getting really close to 500 pounds, I guess. We're at 240 pounds. He should still be standing up with this real easily, since 240 is going to be well below what he's going to clean and jerk undoubtedly on Sunday. That's by the way when Ryan competes. He competes on Sunday, and today's Wednesday afternoon. Can't really get much easier than that, huh? This is 260. I don't think this is even going to look too hard for him. Look at that. Doesn't really look like he's trying those expressions in. I'll have to try to find out what his best squat is. We got shift left with 70 kilos. And back here with 50 kilos again. I'm just going to pick this up. I know these aren't heavy weights, but I think there's a really important lesson here to see exactly what these guys are doing the morning of the biggest competition of the year. And you'll see in practice this theory, I guess as far as I know, originally developed by the Bulgarians of go light the morning of the day when you want to do real heavy lifts at night. I would imagine the Poles, too, like the Bulgarians, are used to training throughout the day, multiple training sessions throughout the day. So their bodies are used to this idea of training, recovering. So this is, I would think, competition day is probably viewed as a rest day for these guys, only training twice a day, and the first one being very light, the second one, of course, being the actual competition. But anyway, that's the reason for showing this, because, as I say, I think it's good to see exactly what they'll be doing 9 hours before they're going for the big ones. Here comes Schofleck. 70 kilos again. This is I would imagine 100-some kilos below what he's going to snatch tonight. I would expect him to snatch 170 something. Yeah, conceivably 180, who knows? And once again, think of how many repetitions this guy has done in this lift. I mean, how trained his body and his mind is on this lift, but he's taking this very seriously. He's still just drilling. Because you can never be too good at something. And now here's Shimon. These guys have 70 kilos. Sorry, I was going to say, is they're training on two platforms opposite each other. One lifts and then the other lifts and so on and so forth. The training hall's quiet this early in the morning. The Cubans were the only ones who were consistently coming in for the morning session. Which is typical. I mean, that's typical. That's quiet in the morning. This is 80 kilos. Coach was standing right beside him, watching it exactly. Much like what we saw with Pablo Lara. Saying, look at it, low instructions. People are still talking, by the way, about last night and Pablo Lara bombing out. The only thing I've heard so far on that, by the way, is that he had some rest after winning the Olympics and had been back in training intensely for about 2 months, so wasn't in top form. Possibility, I heard one knowledgeable observer that watching the jerks that there might have been something wrong with one of the shoulders. But frankly, anyone watching those lifts knows it was just plain hard for him to stand up even with his opener. So, wasn't what he hoped for, but it was a great night for Yotov. In fact, 76 is just in general is a great competitive class. Little rest here. All time, it's probably about 15 minutes, I guess, 10-15 minutes, and then we'll do some clean and jerks. But just sit down, drink a little water, relax. And they're very quiet, although they're noticeably more relaxed than they were during training, where it was very serious atmosphere. And the rest was much shorter than I thought. Maybe they had a break of about 5 minutes or so, 5 to 10 minutes, and they're back in 50 kilos. Kilos. And 50 kilos again over here too. I think I might have mentioned earlier in the tape, a lot of these guys roll the plates over and pick them up and carry them, and I just tried to catch the end of that with a show flat rolling the 15 over on the other side rather than carrying it. I can only think it's to save energy. And we got another set of 50 kilos going over here. The coach is demonstrating something. By the way, he's really loosened up. Even smiling. I think said hello to me today. I don't know. Now look how closely he's watching this. Okay, this is 80 kilos. This is a guy who is, you would expect, in a clean and jerk over 200 kilos tonight, and they're treating this 80 very, very seriously. Well, I think we missed that set with 70. And we got 90 going over here. Is 80 kilos. Here's 100. So now we're starting to get in the range of 50% of what he's going to do tonight. Got 80 again over here. that's it. So we're going to wish these guys a lot of luck tonight. I think Shofog's got to be, I think, the favorite. Well, we'll just have to wait and see. Had a good time watching these guys.
This is Yuri Miskovitz of Russia. I had forgotten to turn the microphone on when he was going through his morning training. Also an 83 kilo lifter. Wanted to keep this footage in because I think this is interesting. Another guy working out or warming up the morning of the competition, and notice in contrast to what you saw the Poles doing, he's going to do compound movements, and I thought it might be an interesting contrast. There won't be any commentary, it's not too long, but watch the compound movements he's doing as opposed to just going through the classic movements that he'll be competing in later in the day. So once again, it's Yuri Miskovitz from Russia, 83 kilo lifter. He'll be lifting, maybe it's about 8 hours later than you're watching him right now.
This is 100 kilos. Raymond did a set with 50 and then one with 70. Might have stretched before that, before I even got in here. He's a top 10 super in the world, and is unique because he also competes in World's Strongest Man, another strong tech. In fact, he was just 5th in this year's World's Strongest Man, 5th in the 97 World's Strongest Man. Real nice guy, strong, powerful. Weighs, just told me, I forgot, but I think it was about 137 kilos or so. He said he was more muscular after the World's Strongest Man contest, but now he's more powerful. That's his dad, who looks to me like a stereotypical Russian bad guy out of an early James Bond movie. And I told Raymond once that I thought his dad looked like Medvedev, and he said they called him the Latvian Medvedev. I don't think you can see his gold front teeth, but he's got them. This is 110. I'm sorry. It's 120. I'm used to seeing 20s on the inside. 120, I don't know what Raymond will go today. I guess maybe 160 or something like that. We'll see. It's a little cooler today than it's been. His dad was doing a demo over there, getting him some coaching advice. 120 again. So much fun, I guess. I've been snatching in around the 160 range. That was it in snatches. Oh, this is good. I see some loosening up exercises. Man, his feet are rolling way over. I saw that the other day. I don't know if that's intentional, if it's of necessity, meaning he's not flexible enough to get into that position without, while staying flat-footed. More loosening up. Now, Raymond's a guy who cleans and jerks, say, I don't know, in the neighborhood of 230 or so. And here he is warming up with just the bar. So remember that the next time you feel embarrassed to start off with just the bar. Shouldn't. It's the thing that champions did. Maybe about 70 kilos. Raymond enters the strongman contest without any special training in strongman. It's actually just does his basic training in weightlifting. Does strongman for the money to help support himself because the Latvian government support for weightlifting has been cut way back. But he told me once weightlifting is his first love. This is 120. Here's 130. Raymond's an example of a guy who doesn't sit down in between sets. He just paces back and forth. Dad's got a comment. I think Raymond just sort of indulges his father in this stuff. I mean, I know he likes him and everything, but he got 140 again. His dad liked that one. We got 140 going again. Yeah, that's it for these guys. I asked because I didn't remember, and Raymond said he's done the number 4 McGlashan Stone, but he's never done the number 5. It's Friday afternoon, and didn't really expect anyone to be in here, but this is a real treat. This is Tri Wenha, China's great 108, world-class snatcher. Could break the world record for all I know. Might even have the world record right now. Not quite as good in the clean and jerk, but just ferocious snatcher. And got a real trim little waist for a 108. This guy's got like 0% body fat. But we're going to see what he does because he lifts on Sunday. It's be interesting because we know what kind of training regimen these guys are used to. Warming over the bar. We're looking at a guy who can snatch over 200 kilos on a good day. Okay, here we go with 50 kilos. This guy's also the only world-class lifter who always lifts without socks. I've never seen him wear socks. We got 80 kilos now. Looks good. It's 100 kilos. Looks like he's just going to do pretty moderate power snatches. Oh, I'm sorry. No straps. I have no idea how heavy he's going to go. That's going to be one of the real interesting things to see. 2 days out. 120 again. So this might be the weight that he's just going to work. Here's 140. As soon as I figured that he was going to stop at 120. Got to remember, even 60 would only be around 80% of what this guy could snatch, so we're down around 70% or so now. Makes snatching look easy. So then just as soon as I thought that he was going to go up, that was the end of the workout as far as the snatches go. So now we're starting off clean jerks, 50 kilos. 50 kilos, yeah. I wouldn't find a set of abs on a 108 in the place. class and with fast smaller weights. Got 90 kilos. If I understood correctly, one Hall was telling me that he hopes to clean and jerk around 227.5 in this contest. I wasn't sure if that's what he hopes to do or if that's his recent best. I don't speak any Chinese, unfortunately, and he speaks very, very, very little English. But 227.5 is a number to keep in mind when he competes. And as we're watching him train right now. There's 120. Power to split. There's 140. Yeah. Power clean. Split jerk. I thought I was going to power jerk it. And split jerk. There's 150. Front squat. Jerk. So doing some compound here. Not necessarily the same stuff from set to set. Just loosening up, I guess, just kind of playing. Look at this. Looks like he's probably going to do some pulls next. I'll have to wait and see. It's 150. We got 190 going here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
It is 210. So now we're, around where I think he's hoping to end up in the clean and jerk.